Good day, folks. Welcome to today's model building workshop, and today we're going to take a look at the Volkswagen Beetle. Now, this is an old MPC boxing of this kit. As you can see, it's probably from the 1970s. I got this at a model show. Basically, they kind of gave this one to me with a bunch of other kits that I was trying to collect for the library's model building program. And so anyway, this one here, when you get stuff like donated to you, sometimes the stuff is really good and sometimes it can be questionable. In a case like this one, so this this one had been started, it had been painted, it's been stripped of some paint. So it's kind of been around the block a few times, shall we say. So I figured it might be something that might work here, using it as a video to show you how to build a model car. Because the kid's not going to particularly be happy having this beat up thing handed to him at a program, because it's clearly seen better days. But I think it will still build into a good model. I think I can clean it up and paint it. And worst case, well, then we make it a beat-up model car, right? You can always add rust and stuff and primer and make it look like it's kind of been around, which, well, a Beetle probably would be. So, and one of the things that's kind of fun about this, so this, it's, you know, the box says MPC, and this is one of those cases where the mold has been around and around and around, and different companies have used it. So now it's back. It was originally an Airfix model kit, and I kind of did some research and found that out. And one of the giveaways was I noticed that the steering wheel was on the right side, so it either had to be from Britain or from Japan, because they're the ones that drive on the opposite sides of the road than we do. So it had to be either British or Japanese. So I kind of looked around, and yes, it was an Airfix kit. And it's back out, and it's now being sold as a starter kit. So, and it does look like it's going to be something that would be kid-friendly. So it is out there now with the paint and the glue and everything included. So it's still available in this format now. So I thought I would show you a little bit on this. So this particular version from MPC back in the 70s came with a set of chrome parts, which I doubt that Airfix is doing this now. I don't know how many companies are actually still doing chrome parts. That was a big thing for a while, but I don't know if it's as popular now. So the other downside of getting a used model, although I find them to be very affordable and kind of fun, getting them used and a lot cheaper. Comes with a stand. I haven't figured out why you would need a stand for a car, but okay. Let's see if all the parts are here. Looks like all the glass is there, which is good. And I guess it's got some options. You can either do chrome headlights or glass headlights. I don't know why you'd want chrome, but you have them. I'm trying to figure out if they're all duplicate pieces that are chrome or if it's just a handful. Yeah, because this is kind of a lot of loose parts flying around. That weird stand, which is usually for airplane models. I'm not really sure why you'd want this thing up in the sky, but I don't know. Even Herbie the Love Bug didn't fly, so I don't know what that is. If you've got an answer to why this thing would be in the sky, let me know, huh? Love to hear your responses. Yeah, so it looks like there's a lot of duplicate parts. Some chromed or some plain. And the parts are scattered all over the place because a lot of them look like they broke off the trees. Okay. The other thing that was missing was the instruction sheet. But, thanks to the internet, I found a copy of them online. So, I can still build this. And I'm going to try to take a look at how some of this goes together. Alright, so let's do a little bit on this. I also got my reference book here on the Beetle. So I'm kind of going to be working. I'm assuming the one I'm doing here would be in the 60s. If I can find it. Well, I don't know. It's not the convertible, but anyway. So this book is some nice different versions of the Volkswagen. You know, like that one. 67. So I'm assuming it's like this era. I'm probably going to do mine in green because growing up my neighbors had a green one and I kind of remember riding around in the back seat of that. So there's some nostalgia there. And speaking of nostalgia, that's kind of funny that this book I actually bought just when the Providence Place Mall first opened. So I've got some memories of the book itself. So probably shouldn't admit that, but hey, bought that when the mall just opened. Okay, so I'm going to try to take a look at some of this. I don't know how much I'm going to do today, but I'm going to get at least a little bit of a start on this model. And like I said, digging through the pile of parts and making sure everything's here is one of the battles, although I seem to be missing something. No, maybe not. I'm not sure what's here and what isn't. Well, I'm going to work on what I can. How about that? So, yeah, that thing doesn't seem to be... Unless they already glued... Alright, looks like somebody glued that on already. Okay, well... Yeah, somebody started this. That's why I couldn't find the part. The one thing I want to try to do is I want to get the dashboard in there. Because I want to be able to paint this kind of first and then sit this onto the body afterwards. And I'm probably going to put on the dashboard now so I can paint all of that before dropping it onto the the chassis with the floorboard and everything and the seats. Looks like that's going to go in here. Yeah, gotta remember the steering wheel is on the other side on this version, since it's a British version. Okay, let's get that dashboard in. Now, I built a few Volkswagen Beetles before, and the Volkswagen Beetle has a very interesting and kind of crazy history. So the name Volkswagen, or Volkswagen, I guess is how it would be pronounced in German. It means people's car. It was supposed to be an automobile that every German family could afford to buy. That was the idea of it. And oddly, it came about in the 1930s because there was a competition that was put forth in Germany by the then leader, Adolf Hitler. He called upon all the German automobile manufacturers to come up with a cheap car, a good car, that the average German person could buy. And the different companies put out their different versions, and the Volkswagen was created by Ferdinand Porsche. So you're familiar with the name Porsche? So the guy that made all those sports cars. So he designed this. So Volkswagen was originally made by Porsche. So this was his design. Porsche also went on to build tanks and other interesting things too. And then when the war ended, they went back to creating luxury cars. So just a weird bit of history there. And it became very famous over here when they began exporting these all over the world because it was a cheap, reliable automobile. Okay, let's see. I'll put some seats together, and let me see. I guess I gotta put that on there. All kinds of different gizmos and parts here I'm trying to figure out. Alrighty, let me see how that goes. If I can find everything. Alright, so it looks like this thing. Not the best instructions because I just printed them off the internet. Looks like that's going to go there in the front. Somehow, oh yeah, okay, well, pops in very pretty good. Wait a minute. Ah, that person didn't glue this on, which is good actually, because I just realized he had it upside down. So I'm glad that wasn't glued in. Someone wasn't doing this correctly. So, because sometimes when you buy a used model that's been started, you inherit somebody else's mess, somebody else's problems. And that can be a headache or a fun puzzle to try to fix, depending if you're a half empty or half full kind of guy. All right, let's see if we can get this thing. To cooperate. And come on. There we go. I think that's supposed to go there. Oh, clothespin might be good for that because I don't think that wants to sit willingly. Okay, so that's there. I'm not completely sure how that stuff's supposed to go. Probably could have printed that out better. I may have to do that. I may have to come up with a better printing of these instructions because some of this is a little fuzzy. Well, let's see. I'll do a little bit now. I'll try to get onto the seats. How's that? Just to get something started. Yeah, this is an old kit. There's an awful lot of flash on this, which is the extra plastic that when they pulled it out of the mold. Although it just takes a file, like this memory board nail file, to just take that stuff right off. And then I'll paint this interior. Which is nice about that Volkswagen book. It shows you many different color combinations, including what different colors the insides were. Different types of fabrics that they had, and so forth. Okay. Well, that's a little vague too. Not sure how far back that's supposed to go. That could have been a little more helpful. All right, this helps. Okay, I got a better idea from this diagram. All right, well, let's try to get a few things going. There's this piece. It goes in the front. I think that's like the front. Yeah, the trunk on the Volkswagen is in the front because the engine's actually in the back on these old ones. Okay, it's probably put on after I get the wheels on. Let me see what else I can do. There is the shift mechanism on the floor. If I can find anything here. Stuff is thrown all about here. Okay. That looks like that's for the wheels. Yeah, it's challenging when stuff is kind of thrown all over the place in the box. Yeah, kind of got to hunt down your pieces a little more carefully. Alright, so I'm going to have to do a combination of chrome and non-chrome, because I don't see the stick shift. Oh, there's a stick shift. I don't know where that... Alright, the emergency brake, I guess, is the other one. Which, yeah, it's here. I guess I'll use this one since I can't find the other one. So actually, if I want to keep this silver, I may want to put that in after I paint that, come to think of it. And that's just, yeah. Yeah, alright. Let's try to get the chairs in, which is what I was trying to do before. This is taking a little bit of a wandering approach, which is not normally what I like to do. Well, these pieces aren't even numbered. That's not... Okay. I guess we just kind of look at the pictures and put them on. I'm sure we'll be fine. This did come with a bunch of racing decals, which I think is kind of typical of an American car model from the 70s. I don't think, from what I saw of the new starter set that Airfix is putting out of this, the newest release, does not look like it's coming with racing options. It looks like it's just a standard car, and I think the only decals you're going to get are the license plates. Although, to be fair, I'm not expecting these decals to work anyway at this date, because they've been in this box kind of seeing bitter days, because it's been decades that they've been sitting in this box, and they don't look very healthy to me. They're very yellowed, and I don't expect those decals to cooperate, which is fine, because I'm not completely sure what I want to do, other than I want it to be green. And I am planning on doing a little diorama and I have some figures. I'm trying to play out a little story, kind of like a James Bond sort of thing. Oops. Doesn't sit like that. I guess it does, yeah. So I've got a few heroes and some bad guys, and I'm planning on trying to come up with something. We'll see how that all comes out. I've got some women adventurers that I'm going to add to the scene. And I think this car might be really cool for one of the women secret agents I'm working on. So that's what I'm thinking right now. But we'll see. Is that supposed to fit there, really? Does it go in the front? Does it go in the back? Kind of vague there, as my teacher used to say. I think it's supposed to go over it, but it doesn't really want to go like that. Is the same size? Yeah, they are. maybe if I sand it down really good, it'll fit in. So it's looking like this is probably not a complicated kit, but it does seem that you really need to have your emery board, your sanding stick, for this model. I mean, it's also possible that the new version, they may have cleaned this model up a bit. Because sometimes they do. They give them a bit of an overhaul. Yeah, all right, that's how it's supposed to go. All right, whoops. All right. Yeah, a little bit of filing, and then we get the seat together. Okay. Come on, I just had you together. What are you doing to me here? I just had it. Come on, you just worked a second ago. There we go. Boy. All right. There's that seat. Let's have a look at time here. Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up pretty quickly. I'll probably pick this up a little bit in another video when I work some of the bugs out, because I kind of just jumped right into this kit. And I'm kind of discovering it has some issues. But I don't think it's going to be major. Just a lot of cleanup. Like I said, there's a lot of filing. And I think for the next video what I'll do is I'll try to get a lot of this stuff cleaned up so you don't have to sit and watch me clean every single part like this. Because it's like I'm giving every single piece of manicure here. Because they're in dire need of sanding, because these, although like I said, it's not a major deterrent for a model, but it does seem like it's highly needed on this kit. I would be really interested in seeing how the new one looks, if it's got the same problems or if they fixed it. Because most likely it's going to be the same mold, essentially the same kit, just, you know, dusted off and reused. But they could have cleaned the mold up a bit so it wouldn't require all of this sanding. Interesting to see. We'll have to find out someday. So I'm pretty sure I've seen this in some of the local hobby shops, the new starter kit that Airfix is putting out. I may have seen that at the Appanog hobby shop in Warwick. And if you're interested in building a Volkswagen kit like this, you know, you can certainly call them and see if they have one. Oops. That's not supposed to be there. Actually. Yeah. Alright, so get this guy to sit there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So it wants to go together. That's always a good sign, right? Okay, well, it's coming along. And I think what we'll do is I'll pick this up a little bit later. I'm wearing a whole bunch of dust here. I'll pick it up a bit later and we'll see how it goes, okay? I'll show you, because I'm probably going to put this floor part together with the seats, and then I'm probably going to paint that in the interior color. I think I'm going to spray this, because it's got a bunch of blah on it now. Like I said, I'm thinking of doing green. We'll see. Paint that. And then, well, there's not a lot of interior detail, because technically there would be different cloth colors and the outside green color inside. I might have to get creative about that. We'll see. All right, and I'll let you know how we're doing on that. Okay. Well, thanks for checking out the show, and we'll see you soon. Okay. All right. Great.